Most of us treat the daily dog walk as a mindless chore on autopilot, scheduling a quick bathroom break structured entirely around human convenience. We think we are just getting the job done, but this approach is actively harming our pets. We unknowingly use dangerous equipment and steer our dogs directly into environmental hazards. To understand exactly what is going wrong out on the pavement, we have to abandon our human perspective and view the walk strictly through the biological reality of the dog. This diagram maps our most common walking mistakes directly onto three distinct zones of canine anatomy: the paws and joints, the respiratory system and neck, and the nasal cavity and brain. Understanding this anatomy is the required first step to transforming a hazardous daily chore into a safe, enriching experience. Starting at the ground level with the paws and joints. Dogs lack protective footwear, making their bare paw pads highly susceptible to severe burns from hot pavement. There is an actionable test for this, known as the 5-second rule. Place the back of your hand on the pavement. If you cannot comfortably hold it there for 5 seconds, it will burn your dog. When the weather is right, owners often fall into the weekend warrior trap. They attempt to make up for a week of inactivity by pushing an unconditioned dog into sudden, intense exercise. This leads directly to torn paw pads and severe muscle stiffness. This cross-section of a dog's knee joint reveals the internal consequences of that overexertion. Forcing a dog into high-impact running places a massive mechanical stress load on the skeletal system, resulting in severe joint injuries and meniscal tears. A dog's body type dictates their risk level. Older dogs and puppies are highly vulnerable, and as this diagram adjusts to show the unusually shaped joints of low-to-the-ground breeds like dachshunds, you can see how their skeletal structure amplifies that stress load. Ignoring a dog's physical limitations and the realities of the environment turns a healthy activity into a direct source of bodily trauma. Moving up the anatomy to the neck, we introduce the mechanical hazards of using a retractable leash. Looking at this mechanical cross-section of a dog's neck, we can trace the physical trauma that occurs when a running dog hits the end of a locked retractable leash. The thin line snapping tight creates a violent jerk, applying localized force and severe compression to the windpipe. There is also a psychological flaw built into this tool. Releasing tension when the dog pulls actively reinforces their instinct to pull even harder to gain more freedom. Transitioning from the neck to the lungs brings us to the severe risk of walking during peak heat. This is uniquely dangerous for brachycephalic or flat-faced breeds like French bulldogs and pugs, who possess a distinct anatomical vulnerability. This side-by-side diagram maps the airway of a standard dog snout against a brachycephalic snout. The narrowed nostrils and elongated soft palate of the flat-faced breed physically prevent them from panting effectively enough to cool down their core temperature. If that inability to cool causes a dog's internal body temperature to climb above 106 degrees Fahrenheit, it triggers life-threatening heat stroke. Prioritizing human convenience in the equipment we buy and the schedule we keep easily overrides a dog's respiratory and skeletal safety limits. Ascending to the final anatomical zone, the nose and the brain, we confront the mental deprivation caused by a rushed walk and human impatience. This comparative visualization highlights the brain volume dedicated to processing smells. Dogs devote roughly 40 times more brain space to their olfactory bulb than humans do. Because of this, dogs effectively see the world through scent. It is how they gain vital context about their environment, neighborhood activity, and even the passage of time. Enforcing strict heel commands and rushing the pace actively deprives a dog of a scent walk, cutting off their primary form of mental enrichment. The mental processing required to sniff and decode the environment tires a dog out just as effectively as rigorous physical exercise. The final human error happens when we zone out on a smartphone. It breaks the team dynamic, causing owners to miss upcoming hazards and fail to reward good behavior. Rushing a walk while staring at a screen starves a dog's most powerful sense, reducing a vital psychological outlet to a mere physical chore. The core purpose of the walk must be reframed. We have to treat it as a shared physical and sensory adventure, rather than a strictly scheduled bathroom break. The immediate physical fixes are simple. Swap the retractable leash for a fixed 6-foot lead, and mandate the 5-second test to avoid hot pavement burns. Behaviorally, schedule walks during the cooler hours of the day and actively grant your dog the time and permission to stop and process local scents. By putting the phone away and aligning our routines with canine anatomy and psychology, we guarantee a safe, enriching bond between human and dog.